Hello everyone, welcome back to Maverick Mods. All of us with older vehicles seem to have one recurring problem, and that is one part of the interior, or at least the seats, seems to wear out before everything else does, and that is the driver's seat and the driver's cushion. Found a way to replace the ones on the Dodge Ram pickup, so grab your popcorn, let's get started. Before we get into seat replacement, on the introduction to the Dodge Ram, the 98 Dodge Ram that I bought, I said I was going to keep track of all the costs. And after I published that video, it occurred to me, I didn't put any costs in there. So I'm gonna play catch up for just a minute. So let's figure out what I've spent so far and kind of where I'm at. The infamous whiteboard is back. Unfortunately, my tripod to hold this up, well, I can't find it. So I'm just gonna have to hold this. So where I'm at, I paid $300 for the Ram, and I bought a rolling chassis with some parts on it for an extra $300, so 600 bucks into it. Now, I've kind of got these 4 items highlighted because I had to replace the tires, and I really wanted to replace the wheels. And I had to replace the front springs, and those came from the rolling chassis, so I didn't have to buy those separately. And so I kind of deducted that. Since I didn't have to buy that, I deducted that from the purchase price of the rolling chassis, which is 300 bucks. I used the O2 sensor and the fan clutch on my Dakota, so I didn't have to buy those. So I'm kind of counting those as, you know, money not spent either. So if you take my $600 so far and you deduct these 4 items, which is money I didn't have to spend, then you see my numbers drop down here to where I'm kind of at 129 bucks all in. I know the math doesn't work out, but my math does. Then I went and scrapped the rolling chassis. I got 214 bucks for that. So I've actually made $85 on this so far. Now, yeah, I know the math doesn't work, but it does for me. Just so you guys know, if I had not bought the rolling chassis and I had to have bought all these items, then I'd be into it for $770 so far. That's not counting the rolling chassis and having to buy all these items. So that's where I'm at on it so far is, depending on how you look at it, I'm actually money ahead so far. At the end of today's video, I'll throw in the cost of the seats, and that'll get me back into I'm actually spending money on the Ram. So let's get started. One of the biggies on the Ram here, just items need to be replaced on the interior, is the driver's seat cover and the driver's seat cushion. Let's take a look at them. I'm not even going to move the camera. Basically, this is very common. A lot of cars, not just pickups, not just the Rams. Yeah, this part of the seat sees the most wear when you're climbing in and out, and the seat cushion over time, the driver's seat gets the most use and it wears out the quickest. Finding one of these used, it's probably going to be in the same condition as this one, and if it's better, it's still probably well used. I found a source where I can buy the cushion new. It's supposedly a factory reproduction cushion, and the cover as well, and the cover matches this pattern. So let's take a look at them. So here's the cover. So there's the old one, there's the new one. It actually matches it. Well, it's in better shape, so it'll show as being in better shape and newer. It's just not as worn as the old pattern. Yeah, but you know what, I'm not replacing the rest of it just to match a brand new cover. And it looks to be the same material, looks to be the same everything. So there's the cover and the cushion. All right. Whoop. Okay, so here's the cushion. Kind of the same thing. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and pop this off. I should be able to put the new cover on the new cushion and take this old one off, pop the new one in. Let's see how it works. Things escalated kind of quickly. I couldn't get to the seat, whatever you call those things, straps or whatever, with the seat in place. And I didn't want to take the entire bench out, which I think would not have helped me too much. What I did figure out was I could take the center console, center seat, whatever it is, take that loose, and I got it kind of flipped up over there. Then I unbolted this seat, and I've got it picked up, and now I found a couple of places I can actually unbolt the cushion. I'm going to finish that up so I can work on it on the bench. That just might be a little easier. So I got one more right here. Okay. Seems like an awful lot of work just to get, and there we go. All right, let's take this over on the bench. Even though I've got most of them loose now, I kind of did those before it was off, before I figured out I couldn't get them all off. These were the ones that were just impossible to get to. To get these off, basically it's just a clip. You just take a screwdriver, just kind of work it underneath the bottom side. So I said it's easy. There we go, just like that. And they kind of clip, and there's a little thing there that they just kind of latch over onto, but they come off easy enough. Like I said, this, no matter what, is still a whole lot easier than the old hog ring style. Like that. There we go. So we're loose there. Then I can take my seat frame. I've got a little bit of rusty area, just kind of stuck, but I can take my seat frame and just pop it loose. Like so. Of course, I'll keep the seat frame. I'll even keep the little plastic on there. It's a little rusty, but it's not bad. This is either, I don't know what this made of, but it weathered the storm pretty well. One thing I do need to remember, though, is which is front and which is rear. The springs go to the rear. Okay, springs go to the rear, remember that. And the cushion itself, this is the old one. I'll go ahead and pop it off so you can see. Basically, it's just held on by gravity and Velcro. There's some Velcro strips back up in here. Well, they're not on Velcroing, but like that right there. So if you do just want to replace the cover without the cushion, or the cushion without the cover, and which in my case I'm replacing them both, that's how this comes out. What do we got? We actually have a couple of hog rings down here? Can't tell. Okay. So that's how it comes loose. Let's grab the new one. So here's the new cover and the new cushion. These come from a place called Auto Seat Replacement. They treated me pretty well. The prices seem reasonable, and fast service too. Ordered them, 2 days later they showed up on my doorstep. Let's see what it takes to get this ready. Alright, from the looks of this cover, it looks like I do actually have, I'm going to need a few hog rings. Looks like 2 or 3 of them. Let's see if I can dig some of those up. Other than that, it's Velcro. And that's just to hold the front of the cushion down kind of right here. Let me dig up some of those and see what I can come up with. I'm kind of embarrassed to admit this, but I couldn't find my hog ring pliers. So I just kind of made do with the normal ones, kind of right up in here. So they're in, good. I'll find my hog ring pliers for the next time, but to get the rest of the cushion on, Velcro on the little thingies right here. Just kind of stuff them into the cushion. Let's get them in the little channels there. And that's pretty much all you got to do there. And just take and fold your edges over. And you just work the cover around the cushion. Get it started all the way around. Come back. work it down all the way around. Good. Now we'll go back to here. Make sure I'm where I need to be on all the corners, like so. All right, like that. Now what I gotta do is get my frame back in. Goes in that way. All right, I'm making sure I'm forward as I can be. I'm good here. Now what we do is we take and we fold. There's no real rhyme or reason. I'm gonna do sides first and then back and then front. You don't have to do it that way. You just pull it and it just clips and locks into the edge of the frame there. You can do this without pinching my fingers. There we go. All right, I'm going to do front. So there's no rhyme or reason. It kind of all finds itself. And the rear. All right, it's going to take a little muscle to do this one, but that's all right. There we go. All right. Let's make sure everything kind of works its way around and out. And we've got a bottom seat cushion that can go back in the truck. Let's go ahead and put the cushion back in. Like I said, now that I found the secret to doing this, it might actually go in a little bit easier. That's probably famous last words. I'm good at that. Get this back in position. Where's one. All right, let me just start some bolts. There's one. There we go. Probably try and start all 4 of these, just in case, before I go tightening anything down. There's 3 out of 4. The 4th one doesn't want to line up. All right, you know what? I might actually need to put the top or the bottom in first. Let's see if that works any better. Probably need to just kind of squeeze this thing down a little bit. All right. Well, maybe that was the secret. Put the bottom ones in first, and then we put the top ones in. Well, that fit a little bit better. All right, let me go after the one I can't get to it with the impact. All right, let me go ahead and get this seat assembly back together. We'll take a look at it when I'm done. Well, there we go, guys. New seat cover installed. Sorry about the light there. It does have I need to, basically, it's got a little bit of a loose spot right here. Essentially, a couple of ass hours will kind of mold that down into the seat. Everything will be fine there. Otherwise, compared to what that looked before with the rip and the tear and the bad cushion, looks pretty darn good to me. Let's see how it fits and sits. Well, fits and sits, feels like a new truck. Not quite a new truck yet, but I'm working on it. Well, that's going to do it for today, guys. Got a new seat cushion, new seat cover on the Ram pickup, and it's on its way to being put back on the road. As promised, the whiteboard is back, just very quickly. The seat cover and cushion cost me $222, so I'm now back to having spent $137 by my math on the Ram so far. I'll update this as I do more parts replacement. Well, that really is going to do it for this week, guys. Certainly appreciate everybody tuning in. Happy holidays to everybody. If you like this video, think about subscribing. Maybe give me a thumbs up. That'd be great. We'll see you guys next week, back on the Firebird. Everybody, have a great week.